Let's see. You have been extended. Okay, cool. Dave, mom's gonna be on here today too, my friend.
Hello there, Mama Rush.
Oh yeah, she's. I like the glasses, man.
Hey, Dave.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, great. How you doing today?
I'm good. Are we gonna see your beautiful face today, or
Mama Rush went out early this morning and then got something in my eye. I think the pollen out there and whatever. And
Okay.
so I've been trying to put stuff in my eyes right now. But at any rate, we can still have a great time on the
Absolutely.
Buckle Up Podcast universe.
Welcome back, our very own Dave Baldwin.
What's good, man?
Not too much,
Hey.
brother. Hey, yo, you had what was it? I think it was like either 1.2 million people checked you out, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how it gets around. I'm not into figuring all that out.
Yeah, it's all good though. But hey, you know what? They like what they like what we're talking here, and they like the people that we have on. And
Yeah, no, hey, Mama Rush, I appreciated the feedback. Other people said the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was tied to more of how can we the problem with the internet is like it's so overwhelming. It's so much information
Yes.
out there, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like some of it's just not genuine. Like
That's correct.
it's there. You could read it, you could
Mhm.
learn, you could you could research anything. You can learn life on YouTube in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like how to live your life. YouTube it. Somebody's got a story, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
and so you kind of want to I liked your idea of like narrowing it down to small snippets so that people can maybe break away. And being in a classroom environment, I could see that. It's like
Yes.
I learned something last year that was kind of telling. It was kind of actually really shocking to me. It said like the attention span of an adult in the 80s were around 12 seconds. Now it's down to
What?
5
Yeah.
5 seconds, and large in part because our brain is
Yeah.
processing so much information faster and readily available. Remember the Dewey Decimal System?
Yeah,
Yes,
man, back
I
in the
do
day.
remember.
So you had to actually take the time to go look up stuff, like looking, like hold on, this number. By the time you found the book, an hour had passed. It's like
Yeah.
so you can't even what I mean. So we're past all that, right? So you can
Yeah.
it's at lightning speed, and you get it at your fingertips. So what happens is the brain won't process fast enough to keep your attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they've proven that people can read thousands of words a minute, thousands,
Wow.
because you'll see pages as pictures,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and people just flip through if
Wow.
you're continuously practicing.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. All right, man.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I like the snippet idea. I like just
Yeah.
getting there and moving on, keeping people's attention.
Quickly and
Taking what we know as adults and infecting the next generation with knowledge. It's like
Yeah.
that's so
experiences that we've got, and then we just put it on them, right?
yes.
Absolutely.
What you
Well,
got for what you got for me today, man?
Hey, we got you. So starting off with your tattoos, man. You got a tattoo. We want to talk about that. You got
So I got a St. Michael tattoo. I'm trying to sleeve up my arm, and my inspiration was life and death and religion, and how I think all too often we take it so serious it becomes the obstacle of that challenges us too much. Like
Mm-hmm.
it prevents us from moving forward. It keeps everything from like it's scary, right? It's okay, right? And so I'm trying to embrace the idea, like, so I'm sticking with the Roman era theme
okay.
Mm-hmm.
of you know putting the knights and the god of war and Thor,
Ooh.
trying to. So that's my theme for my arm. I got another knight on this time. I'm having him take a knee,
Oh, nice, man.
right?
Wow.
So it's like the symbolism of death and accepting the idea that like we do come and go,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So Saint Michael, as we know or we've been told and we believe to be true that he killed the devil, whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with that.
So Dave, a
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
When you are getting your tattoos, is telling a story on your arm? Is that how tattoos the inception of tattoos on a person's body? They are telling a story.
It can be, yes, ma'am. It's someone's art. Some people put their own art on there. Some people put it on a wall. Some people put it on their body. Some people draw it out. Some people, it's your choice, right? The good thing about being in your body, you can really do anything. Not everybody has that privilege around the world, so we do
Mhm.
have that here. And so, it took me to be 48 years old to come to that acceptance. I've had tattoos, but I always hid them, and the
Oh,
only one that could see them was me.
okay.
And it was just recently I started to realize, like, we're not in the 60s anymore. Like, this whole negative aspect of a tattoo
Mm-hmm.
has kind of dwindled away, right? And so, I it's my vision of my message.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm using my tattoos for. Is
oh,
Yeah.
how I feel, my
okay.
message. That's
How long does
great
it
question.
take? Excuse me, Dave. How long
Yeah.
does the process take, and does it hurt?
Oh, each each artist takes their unique time getting things done,
Okay.
depending on the details, depending on the size,
Mm-hmm.
and really depending on the patience of the person receiving a needle.
Oh,
I wouldn't say it hurts. It's like a road rash. Like, that's
Ooh.
the pain, in my opinion. It's like taking a needle, and you getting that initial injection, uh,
mm-hmm.
just injecting multiple times over time. Your body becomes accustomed to it,
Mm-hmm.
except that it gets tired of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, no. And when I say the road rash piece, it's like, okay, no more.
Yeah.
Your time is up. Because it'll respond. Everybody responds differently to ink.
Oh,
Everybody responds differently to the needle.
mhm.
Um, I I don't smile during the process, if that answers your question. But, like, it's not like I fell off my bike and it hurt. It just
Yeah.
becomes,
I understand. Yeah.
so yes, great question.
Okay.
Dave, what do you think about people these days are now getting anesthesia to go to get their tattoos done? What's your thought? I know like some of the Ball brothers have done that.
Yeah, oh, I'm not here to,
It's not about
you
judgment. I was just curious. Like if
no,
people
no,
do
no.
anesthesia.
I
Yeah.
I I would argue that people do judge to come to a conclusion. I think we use that word negatively too often.
Yeah.
Like, all the data points you've received in your life, you're coming to some sort of evaluation. Judgment is not. It's just it's a thing. Like, it's not like it doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm I'm judging my own self right now. Like that. It's okay. Like, I don't. As far as, like, someone getting anesthesia, if they can afford it,
Yeah. True.
if that's the way they want to go about, experiencing that moment in life, go. Hey, hook me
Yeah.
up. You
Hey,
know.
honestly, I would do that I can't get tattoos because of work, but if
Yeah.
I would do anesthesia because I'm not trying to feel some road rash pain, man. I'm good on that.
Yeah. And everybody's going to have their own experience. So I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody, but,
Yeah.
like, yeah, if that's your thing. But I do believe in experiencing a little bit of pain
Yeah.
to appreciate what you got,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't. That's like part of the process, in my opinion.
Oh,
Like, that's life.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting something on your body that wasn't there at birth.
mm-hmm.
Um, just like the scars you have in your life, those
That's
are memories.
Yeah.
Those are moments. Those are things that only you understand because you went through it. But if
Mhm.
you're blocking all those pain receptors, I don't
mm-hmm.
think it means the same. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Absolutely. There's a guy, I can't remember his name right now. Jason Momoa. I love Jason
Oh, yeah.
Momoa. And then The Rock's and then also The Rock's cousin's a stuntman. I can't remember his name right now, and I apologize for not knowing, but they do the I think in the Polynesian culture, they do the thing where I saw Jason Momoa get his done, where they actually like knock it. There's an old school technique that they do where
Oh,
all
yeah.
the men are around there. That looks amazing. Like if I got a
Yep.
tattoo done, I think that would be the way to go. Just me personally, because I love that culture, the Polynesian culture, and it's cool to see how they knock it. They like hand stitch it in
Yeah.
there almost.
Yeah, they do it in the Philippines too. They have this lady, she's in her hundreds.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
She just broke. You have to look her up. I think she's still alive, but
she
uh,
is. I saw her on I
Yeah,
saw it.
you saw about it, right? So people would walk for hours to go see this lady.
Yeah.
She would give them like a line of dots, and that's how she did it. And
Yeah.
then they would walk back, and it's like the experience, right? Life is about experience. You know,
Yeah.
like you're not like if you're avoiding things to say you did it like somebody else, I don't think you gain the same insight,
Mhm.
the same joy, the same happiness, the same pain. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
However, it's your story. So it's shame like it'd be a shame of me to say that's not I don't try to put myself in your shoes, like
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Absolutely. And then it's interesting you touched on that subject of experience, Dave, because I did want to talk about that. It's interesting. My mom always said, relating to my career, she said, Brandon, if it came easy to you, you wouldn't have valued it as much. And she's absolutely right. With one of the things I'm most proud of is the experiences that I've had, the fact that I've had to overcome those obstacles, just like mom has had to overcome obstacles in her lifetime that I'm sure that ones she's spoken about, ones that she hasn't, spoken about just yet.
Yeah.
Or even you too, Dave, and all your life experiences, because you've had a wealth of life experience.
Mhm.
Most of which I wouldn't wish on anybody,
Yeah.
but those obstacles that we talked about before gave me experiences. Some they're forced upon me, though I don't say I'm fortunate to have experienced it, but the experiences I gained from it, I'm fortunate to have. So I
Yeah.
could speak to them. You name one. I'm sure you and I have talked about some of my.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go into that, Dave.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Name one. What you
So let's say, for instance, with your cancer experience,
got?
I
Okay.
thought that was something we talked about, and even giving people hope with that.
Yeah. No. Thanks, man. Awesome. That's a perfect segue into a beautiful topic. I think most people avoid, large in part because they're scared.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think until you grapple with your own emotions, it's difficult to come to some sort of happiness. And I
Yeah.
always talk about cancer and happiness, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Okay, entertain me just for a second." And I will never tell you that I am I'm the person to speak on behalf of the medical system. I'm the person to speak on behalf of everybody's experience.
Yeah.
However, I can tell you my journey has been one that I've truly had ups and downs with, but my final conclusion was, embracing the fact that Jesus talked about coming into the kingdom like a child. And what
That's
did that really mean? And I had to really come to grip my hands around that. And I thought, okay, let me, being humble, what's a child, And so
Yeah.
I went to a children's hospital, those who were suffering with cancer. Children suffer with cancer too, right? And I
Mhm.
wanted to see what was their experience like, vice my experience, right? And what I quickly realized is that children look at life vastly different than adults because they see
Mm.
it they see it as the moment. They live
Mm.
for the moment. They
Mhm.
don't live for the future.
Yeah.
So what makes a child happy? Well, today,
Yeah.
right now,
Mhm.
they don't know what like they're going to miss out on their kids. Like
Yeah.
that's not a concept for them. They're going to miss out on not spending their IRA. Like they're not. They're going to miss out on. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to miss like that. The future doesn't exist for them because in the moment a child is going through the pains of right now.
Yeah.
So if they
Right.
have no pain, the only thing they want is their iPad.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
turn on the TV. And
Yeah.
if you say no, that's what they struggle with. They don't struggle with some of them, the pain is there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I don't care how old you are. Going through that process is different for everybody. The chemical warfare that anyone endures to make sure that we, improve the science of it all, so that the future can live longer. Yeah, that's something I don't wish upon anybody, right?
Yeah.
But it is a thing. But that's when I came to the conclusion. I'm like, I'm gonna live my life like a child.
Yeah.
Like
That's so
what's important today? Like
Mhm.
that's what makes me happy. You know.
Amen.
Mhm.
Amen.
So yeah, I had you know, I was 29 years old when I was first diagnosed.
Mhm.
Um, had a girlfriend of mine, you know her,
Yeah, man.
and
Yeah.
at the time she found a mole on my back, and she went in to force me, and we were in college, and
Mhm.
she told me to, you know, get it looked at, and I kept procrastinating. And while she was there getting her knee checked out, she's like, "Doc, can you have this? Can you look at his mole real quick?" They
Mhm.
rushed me. You know, long story short, they rushed me up.
Oh,
They
wow.
removed it the same day. Came back a week later, but I'm 29 years old. Like, I'm still not. I don't have any children. Like, that's not a thing for me, right?
Yeah.
You're right. They diagnosed me at the time. I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't know. Like, that's not a thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm still young in my mind. Like, I'm still doing things. I got a whole life to live. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that don't make any sense to me. And I think until you get uh, a family, until you have friend, you know, until things ultimately rest on you, you're like, okay, it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
right? It metastasized 6 years later or 7 years later, um, when I was 36, 35, 36.
Mhm.
And I had that removed, but they still had no treatment, right? Because what's a cure? Well, there's no cure to not dying. So I don't think
Yeah.
there's ever a cure for, you know, full treatment of anything, curable.
Yeah.
And then 8 years later, 2020, yeah, 2020 came back in my brain.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. That's.
Mm.
Yeah, so I've had it metastasized a couple times. It was metastatic melanoma.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody could get it. I think what I learned along the way, since you know it's been going on 20 years, is that you know nobody's immune to any of this. It's something that you know 1 in 3 people suffer with at this moment
Yeah.
in the world, man.
Yeah.
That's a number that
Insane.
people won't gravitate toward because it's scary, right?
Yeah.
The word alone can be scary, but you can call it any word you want. We
Yeah.
give we give meaning to words, and you know, and so you either had it, meaning like you're currently dealing with it, you
Yeah.
have it, or you're going to have it. You
Yeah.
live long enough, you'll have cancer. Large in
Yeah.
part because
That that's
go
true.
ahead, go ahead, Mama.
Um, so when you had the brain tumor, I believe it was the brain, it metastasized to your brain,
Yes, ma'am.
and the doctors told you that. What emotions or what went through your mind um, when you were thinking about? Were you married at the time? Did you have kids when that happened?
Oh, yes, ma'am. At this point, I'm what is it, 2020? I'm 43.
Mm-hmm.
40, yeah, going on 44. No, I just hit 2020. I just hit 43 years old. So yeah, I had 4 kids at the time. I was
Oh.
married. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think a lot of things go through someone's mind at the time. I think I embraced that one differently than I did the second time around because I
Uh-huh.
just had my first child the second time around,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that was probably a little more confusing for me, given the fact that there was no treatment. I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
was things they were trying for
Mm-hmm.
my particular cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's different, right? So I won't umbrella this whole thing or put
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the same box. But for the most part, lifelong illnesses, chronic illnesses, can all be treated the same way. In
Mm-hmm.
a way, in the mind, it can be treated the same way.
Yeah.
And so yes, I had a family. It was a little damning for me, but I was overseas. The State Department already sent my family back. They were in the United States for 6 months at this time.
Mm-hmm.
COVID was going on. I mean, the world was in a different state, right? Everybody was going
Mm-hmm.
through their own
Mm-hmm.
ordeals. I tested negative twice, and I finally just flew myself back. I was a U.S. diplomat at the time, so I had a little more flexibility on travel. I got to the United States, went to Walter Reed. They did a CT scan. They found it. It's pretty expansive. I mean, extensive. Um, a robot went in there and took it out. I
Mm-hmm.
was in
Yeah.
and out of the hospital in 72 hours, approximately,
Wow.
from the moment I got scanned to the moment I departed.
Mhm.
Um, unbelievable
Yeah.
where we are today. And then I went through about 13, 14 months of treatment, uh,
Mm-hmm.
radiation, and you know
Mm.
and just, what it did was it sped up my degeneration along other parts. But the only reason I bring that up, not because it's a bad thing, I think people always dwell on things that are out of their control. What you can't control is what's in between your two ears.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
You can't control anything.
That is correct.
And even when the brain gets compromised, you can unless your emotions are compromised, meaning like you no longer have that control. Like if you have the ability to process information, cry, laugh,
Mm-hmm.
be mad, then you have the ability to control your emotions within reason. Obviously, everybody's got different circumstances. We're talking about my cancer and how I deal with it, right? And how other people can deal with it, right? And I this is how I go with it, man. You got to acknowledge your own emotions first and foremost. That's the first step of it all. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to have fear. It is.
Mm-hmm.
You got to quickly realize, like, that's just going to keep you down.
Yeah.
It's like, and as soon as you embrace the idea that it's okay to have those fears, then
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I started talking about it. And the more I talked about it to my friends and my family, like, I didn't go see a therapist. I didn't do groups. I didn't do group talk. Though I found that to be helpful. I realized that the more I just talked about it, the more numb of the fear and the madness or the unhappiness and it's like all that started to dissipate. I was like,
Oh,
I got it off. I'm getting it off my chest.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because in 5 minutes, it's not promised, let alone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about it. Everybody talks about how, "Hey, tomorrow's never promised." Yeah. But they don't live
Dave,
that way.
you are
You know what I
so
mean? But they don't live that way. And that's
Yeah.
it's like, start living that way and life is great, man.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, my humble opinion,
Yeah.
And then after talking about it, I started to realize I just need a support system.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends, I have family, and they know what I went through because we go through it together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of you feeling sorry, one thing I always go ahead, Mama Russ. I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah. No. I love that positivity that you have, that positive force that runs through you, Dave. It comes through to me. It comes through to everybody watching, and you just didn't give up. You started to change the trajectory of your whatever the doctor, whatever. But you have that about you, that way about you, and I can feel it. I feel it, and through that, the body starts to say, "That's right. He's not giving up, and why are you giving up too, brain?" And so, the body does. And so that force that you have, I know it's there. I feel it there, and I thank you so much for sharing that, because I know I haven't been down that line, but I did have a family member to go down that line or whatever, and she always had a positive attitude about the whole situation. And I was right there with her, and we found a way, and God was right there with us on that particular journey. But with you, I love how you are letting everybody know that just don't, because someone comes and tells you something and they do all what they are supposed to do in their power, but there's a power higher than any surgeon, any medicine, or anything like that, Dave. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I appreciate you sharing it with me today.
And Dave, I just want to interject one thing too, Dave, if you don't mind. I just want to say thank you, brother, because you were there for me, and I'm trying not to get emotional about it, but you were there for me when my dad was going through, and I needed that because I didn't know how to deal with it, and I had a lot going on, and you kept me encouraged. I heard from you every week, man. I think I heard from you twice a week. I mean, not only did I hear from you every week, I think it might have even been every day, but you stayed in there with me through the thick of it. And just kept me encouraged, kept my dad encouraged. You would give my dad encouraging words through it all. And when a person's going through, when your person has a family member going through, you need that sometimes. Yeah. Sorry to get emotional about it, because I hadn't thought about it in a while.
Like I said, it's okay because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like, I think often leaning on loved ones is important.
Yeah.
I don't say that like in like do all my stuff for me. Like that's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's enduring different things. And I just want to say, Mama Rush, you have the
Mhm.
now I see where Brandon gets that smile from. Like that picture is
You can't see me, but I hopefully my smile
the
comes
photo.
through. My
Yeah.
smile comes through when I talk
Yeah.
to people when they don't see my face. Hopefully, you can feel my positive, my joy, my life that God has given me. And sometimes I might not see a person in person. I might not see you. You might not see my face, but hopefully through my voice, you can feel that upbeat spirit I have. And so that's great. Well, I know how popular you are, Dave, because when Brandon told me he went to what was this big old stadium
Oh
where
yeah,
all these people
I'm
show.
not-
Tell us
Dave.
about that,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Dave, when you retired,
Okay.
when you retired as a major from the Marines at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That's no small
Yeah,
tap.
yeah. Come on, man. Don't talk about it.
Oh, we
Like,
don't tell it.
we don't talk about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kidding. I'll get to that. Where's Mom? Are you still Brandon?
I'm
Yeah,
here,
she's still
Mama
here, yeah.
Russia.
Okay. Let's talk about let's take on this real quick. I'm turning pain into positivity, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I only bring that up because like here's the thing: people become so like the unknown is what people fear,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we do all this unnecessary research. Like stay informed, but don't overwhelm yourself with like,
WebMD.
if I could tell everybody else, yeah, like, but I could tell you all the time, you're still gonna do it. Like
Yeah.
you can listen to me, you're still gonna do it though, because you grown. Like I
Yeah.
tell all the teenagers that I'm with, you're grown. You're gonna do exactly what I tell you not to do because you gotta try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
However, as soon as you quickly realize, like, just listen to your doctors, get a second of opinion if you want. Just work through the process, right? Set some boundaries for yourself. Take care of yourself. Like you're giving it's the Lord's body anyways. He's going to take
Mhm.
it if he wants it.
That's true.
So live today, man. Like do these things, talk about it, have fun, go on a roller coaster ride, man. Just enjoy life. Go jump out of a plane. Like
Not me.
Yeah. Not me either. Not me either, Dave. Not me either, man. You can pay me to jump off.
You realize like how invigorating things are. I talked about getting out of your comfort zone. You'll be so surprised the experiences you get from like just doing something like you wouldn't do normally. Because let me tell you something, man. Pain reminds you of you being alive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't have pain, you wouldn't know that there's no receptors, right? Having pain in your life truly helps you appreciate the pleasures of life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? Like
That makes sense. Uh-huh.
golly, man, that's my biggest takeaway from all this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, so when you don't have pain, what you doing? You still complaining?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Take it and transfer it to positivity because it's
Absolutely.
there. Find purpose, and joy, man.
You can always turn a negative
You see
into
these
positive.
pearls? You see these pearls that he's dropping, Brandon?
Yes, ma'am. I absolutely do.
He is.
He's always
Dave is
good for it.
dropping pearls
Yeah,
left and right.
Yeah. Man.
Look, I mean, like I said, man, the education's great. Now, experience is awesome. They got to get it in order to feel it. But for me, I'm like, no, hell no. You're not going to control me. Nope. It's pain. So when I'm not in pain, I truly appreciate the pleasure.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to educate myself, but I'm not going to overwhelm myself. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a support group. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to get it off my chest. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about it. We're going to laugh about it. Everybody's experiences are different. Right.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. In a nutshell, man. Yeah, it's been 20 years, but it's been great to talk to people about it because I want them to know they're not alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1 in 3 people. So with that said, the 3 of us, look at the numbers.
Yeah.
I'm one of the 3, right? That alone should give you some insight into where you are and where you should be, right? If you don't know where you came from, you won't understand and appreciate where you are, and you're sure as heck not going to appreciate where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that's it in a nutshell. Like for me, I do the knowledge to figure out where did this derive from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where am I at this moment? And what am I trying to obtain? And then I go with that. Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Live in the moment, dude. Today is it. You know, I'm about to go get some barbecue here in a minute. Like, that's the things that make me excited.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave,
Yes,
tell me, I'm looking at your T-shirt and you have Gamecocks.
South Carolina, Mom.
Oh, I was looking at what is the game? I didn't see the Cox until
yeah, it's Gamecocks, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Our college.
It would say game time, but this is a shirt I bought today.
Okay.
I always represent, man. That's
me too, Dave. Me too.
Dave, I'm so glad that you made such a positive impact with your school, the children at school. Yeah. You are in the high school system or elementary or middle school?
Oh, high school. Definitely high school. Yeah.
High school. And I just listened to the last podcast, and everybody out there, if you haven't listened to Dave and that first podcast, now you're getting the second episode of his series. Yeah. Because Dave has enlightened me. So Dave, in fact, I watched you twice to hear everything you had to say. And I hope these young people out there will pick up on some wonderful things from this podcast. And Dave, especially you, because you're giving so many life lessons to your students and to your community and to the world now. And I appreciate it so much. So I wanted to make sure that I tell you that, how much you meant to me. And I don't care if you come on this podcast for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever, 15 minutes or whatever you feel, because you have so much knowledge. You've been so many places, so many experiences. You've had so many things that you've experienced in your life, from the healthiest things to sickness, and still trying to impart words of wisdom to people out there. And you're right. Tomorrow isn't promised us, only today. And people think they have time to put away. God tells you never to put things up and whatever like that, because you don't know if you will be here to enjoy those things that you put away. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't think about them a little bit, but the fact is, do not let that consume you.
That's right.
Consume you. And, so go ahead, Dave. Now,
Dave, you're good. If you got to go get barbecue, man, you're good too, man.
I'm gonna go get mine. I just want to leave you with this thought. I wanted your dad to know that it's okay to go through this journey. Yeah. Right. Like, it was easier for him because he understood that other people was there for him.
Absolutely.
Like, I never met your dad, but he was my dad.
Yeah.
So
thanks, Dave. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you so much, Dave. You know, the one thing that I thought about when I was thinking about David, Brandon's father, is that I could see in him, because we've been together for so long, over 36 years, and I could see that he was just concerned as to how his children would be when he went on to be with the Lord. And I could see that in his eyes. I could feel that from him. And that was his big thing. His kids, will his kids and his grandson be okay? And at the end, I talked with him and I told him that he had married the strongest woman he could have ever found, and that I would be there to support and bring these kids on through.
And she has.
And so that is what I wanted to make sure on his journey to God, that he would be okay with knowing that I would be here for the kids.
Yeah.
You're the greatest, Mama Rush.
Absolutely. Well, Dave, we appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get on next week, man. Next weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see how your schedule looks, but we'll get you.
Yeah, let's talk about something funny next time, man.
All right. That sounds good, brother.
Anything you have to impart is wonderful, Dave. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Dave,
Memorial
give
Day
the family
weekend.
my best, man. Enjoy the barbecue.
Likewise. Thanks.
Okay,
Brad,
brother. Let's clap. It's clapping time.
Hey, Dave always doing the thing. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Dave. We love you.
We love you, Dave.
Okay, bye.